Hey there, it's been the weekend already, which has been a little bit of a. It has been so fast for me because I'm on vacation, and it's been a joyful ride, at the very least, because of the creativity and of the time that I can just spend alone and dwindle on some things that are on my head and also elaborate about those. So I've had uh, I've had quite an interesting discussion with a friend of mine that provoked some additional thoughts, and I decided to use it as an inspiration for this discourse, this video, let's say. Nowadays, at the very least from my end, I have chosen to do a complete online or live service detox about those kinds of games because of numerous, of course, let's say, factors that maybe you're aware about those, or you can point some out of them because of, the FOMO, the engagement, which I've touched, I think, in the first video just a little bit. But also, let's say, it also has to do with the optimization or the hyper optimization that people tend to assign to a certain way of playing games or the way of doing them. I'll be using, let's say, a very prominent game as an example, like Diablo. Yeah. What are you going to do? Because this is going to be quite a grindy game. You do have the battle pass. You want, if you purchase the battle pass, you want your money to be worth it. So you want to get all of the levels because you have already paid for those. And so what you're going to do, you are going to research the most efficient way to play the game, as is the build that can clear content the fastest, or the build that can just clear content without minimal, let's say, with minimal effort. So this is this first of all, this way of playing is not as creative, but also it creates an interesting paradox. Let's say that you are a person that you just do your 9 to 5, and then you come back home, you do your chores, especially if you have a family, you have to take care of the kids, you have to, let's say, you chill with your significant other, if you have friends, your parents, blah blah blah, and then you have a limited time of playing. And what is the most probable thing that you're going to do? Boot up a single player game, or boot up and, let's say, an online game like Call of Duty and just do a few matches of Call of Duty and call it a day. So in that case, going back to the previous argument, yes, you're going to research for the most optimized or the most optimal way to reach your goals for your money's worth, because you will pay for the game, except if it's free to play. But if it's free to play, it's going to have the microtransactions, it's going to have the skins, it's going to have the battle pass, maybe it's going to have 2 battle passes, as some games have now, and it will have the weekly quest and the daily quest, and you will be incentivized to keep going on this specific treadmill. And so you need something that is going to be optimized to help you spend the less time possible. But with doing that, you lose creativity, right? You lose a big part of the creativity. You're not making your own build. You are not tinkering. You are using some other people's guidelines, other people's guides, other people's recommendations, other people's advice, and you're not actually, basically, you are being given the fish instead of learning how to fish for yourself. And this can be positive and negative. But at the very least, in the long run, Of course, I can empathize and see other perspectives, and I can also elaborate a little bit again, going back to why I chose to do this. I have done both things. I have chosen stuff that's going to be optimal, then I lost interest because of that, because yeah, once you go with the optimal stuff, you clear the game way too fast, and then there's nothing more for you to do, and then you can make a lot of arguments, and also you can make the argument that the game doesn't have enough content, but you blaze through it already. And recently I've been like, for example, the game that you're saying right now, I've been just playing games that I have purchased but I've never played. So since I've paid for this, let's say, amount of entertainment, why not enjoy it? And why not discover some stuff? And yeah, is this game, for example, the Contra game, the Rock Corps, it's nothing amazing, but there's something in it that pushed me to play a little bit more than I should have. The wonkiness of the story, which is practically not existent, but is also, let's say, elaborated very fast in an opening cutscene. You have a very, very weird set of characters. For example, there's a female character that has a symbiote in a part of your body, basically in her stomach, and which has a will of its own, and the only way to stop him from taking control is to stab him, so her, with a sword. But whenever she removes the sword, she can gain more power than usual. Or the guy that is being controlled right now, just having a drill for an arm and using this for execution moves. And it has also the graphics, the vibes that give me vibes from a little bit of a lost gone era, a little bit of a past era somehow. So maybe it's feeding on my nostalgia, but it's also a little bit of an more arcadey style of game. And yeah, and I also right now, this is very interesting because I also right now, in this moment, I just remembered that I wanted to do a video about another game which I have finished in the meantime. Like I played a bit of Contra up until I think the second boss, and then I just got tired of the gameplay. And I'm like, okay, this should be about it. But I spent quite some time in the past few days on another game, a trilogy basically, which was amazing. And okay, the only thing I can say is that it has this cartoony aspect that I really, really, really adore. And yeah, but well, this is going to be a discussion for the next video and about the sensation that evoked me because it relaxed me quite a lot. So that should be it. I think I've dumped a lot of things that have been on my brain, and this is kind of a cathartic process. So, well, if you reach this part, hey, thank you very much for listening. Take it easy. Have a great Sunday night. Have a great, basically a great Saturday night. Saturday night. A great Sunday. A great start to the week. And hey, remember, take it easy. And you're amazing. Bye for now.